Hey everyone, this is Kevin Shriver from Downtown Pittsburgh Dogs. Hope you all are doing very well. Thanks as always for watching. If you're traveling out of town and you are considering either boarding your dog or having someone sit with your dog and stay at your place, there are a couple things I would like you to consider as it relates to positives and challenges as it relates to the boarding, staying somewhere else, leaving your house versus sitting and staying in your home. When the dog stays at your home, you get the advantage of protecting the routine that you have with your dog. So if you have a routine that you are working on with your dog and you're trying to maintain, you get to keep that if they stay at your place. Now, if you ask one of our sitters to come and stay with your dog, they would be protecting and maintaining that same routine just as you'd be gone. So depending on the wake up schedule, midday schedule, evening walks, as well as the feedings, that all stays the same. The advantage for your dog is depending on the age and the behavioral challenges with your dog, you can either you're going to be able to keep the same schedule essentially. If you have a puppy, this is very important. I generally recommend dogs that are under 7 months old to not go boarding in another location, typically because they get distracted by new locations. And so keeping them in the same routine is very valuable. If you can, keep your dog moving forward with your potty training, behavioral, walking skills, all those things that you are working on, you're going to have a huge leg up. So keeping them in the same routine is very valuable. This is also valuable to keep the dog in the same location if they get stressed out going to another location. Keeping them at the same location is very valuable. On the other hand, if you would like to have your dog stay at another location, boarding is typically the phrase we would use there, whether it be at a kennel or at one of our sitters' homes, you want to be conscious of a couple things. First of all, your dog should be good and managing different situations, right? They're going to be going into a new home, and you want to make sure that your dog has the mental agility, so to speak, to be able to go to another location. If your dog is not good, I mentioned earlier, if your dog is not good with moving or stressful situations, putting it in a new location may be a little bit of a challenge. It may take a couple days. We don't really have any problems with dogs coming into our locations and our homes, but if your dog is particularly stressed by you leaving or any type of travel, you may want to consider keeping them in your home. If you have the dog going to a boarding facility or a kenneling facility, you also want to be conscious of the exercise routines. Typically, if you go to a kennel facility, they just don't walk dogs. You can ask them about that, but for example, if your dog is used to, getting hooked onto a leash and walking for half an hour, 3 or 4 times a day, that's going to be a huge energy shift if they go to a kenneling facility and they say, we don't walk dogs on a leash, we just let them go out and go to the bathroom and kind of run around in circles. You may not, again, depending on your dog, you may or may not have the energy drain and the stimulation that your dog may need. So again, depending on your dog, they may or may not get the right amount of exercise. The other thing with a lot of boarding facilities, especially in the city, nothing wrong with this, but you have to be very, very conscious of this, is they do allow their dogs to go to the bathroom inside in the facility. Now they generally have locations where they can do this, but a lot of the indoor places, it's all concrete and the dogs have to go to the bathroom right on the concrete. If your dog is smart enough to understand that this is only a one-time event, maybe I can go because it smells like pee here, you can get away with it. But if you have a young dog or a dog that just likes to mark or doesn't manage its bathroom habits as effectively as you might like, you want to be careful of keeping the dog in the kenneling facility, just because they're going to be going to the bathroom, and that's not going to be going to the bathroom on the floor. And if they go away for 3-4 days or a week, you may have a dog that likes to go to the bathroom on the floor because they've just spent 7 days going to the bathroom on a concrete floor. Again, if your dog can manage the transition, that's fine, but be conscious of that. I don't want you to take 2 steps back if you have any bathroom challenges or your dog is young and you're trying to train your dog. Last thing to think of as well in a boarding facility or a kenneling facility is you want to be conscious of the hours that your dog might be getting out. A lot of them have restricted hours for pickup and drop off on weekends or evenings, and a lot of them also leave the dogs by themselves overnight. Typically they don't have any problems with this. They have monitors and you can monitor your dog, but if for example a lot of them will leave the facility, leave their boarding facilities and close up at 6 p.m. at night for like 6 or 7 o'clock at night for the last bathroom break, and a lot of them don't arrive again until 7 in the morning. Well, that's almost 12 hours from bathroom to bathroom. So depending on your dog, that may be too long of a time for a bathroom break. So be conscious of your dog and what you think it can handle. If you have any other questions as it relates to boarding or sitting for your dog that you would like to get a second opinion on, send me a message or leave a comment below and I'd be happy to help you out. Again, this is Kevin Shriver from Downtown Pittsburgh Dogs. Thanks as always for watching and have a great rest of the day.